Hey guys, here we are playing the Grand Tour game as we are getting further and further. Oof. Going for the next season, which is this one. It's like the Scottish one that was announced like yesterday. I mean, and for you guys as well, because yeah, the game that I've been out for.
Scott and two smoking beamers. Now, thanks everybody. Thank you. Now, I want to begin by talking about money. Bear with us on this one. You see, if you'd put £35,000 in a saving account in the year 2000, you'd now have around £60,000. However, if you put that same £35,000 into an E-Type Jaguar, you'd now have £100,000.
Yeah, just about everything, even remotely rare or interesting, is worth a fortune these days. Aston Martin DB5, that'll cost you £750,000. Ferrari Daytona, £600,000. A Pagoda roof Mercedes SL, that'll set you back at least 75 grand now.
Yeah, it's not just exotic cars either. Ford Escort Mexico, okay? Humdrum car. That's a £60,000 thing these days. 60 grand.
It is. However, there are one or two rare and interesting cars that seem to have slipped through the net, whose prices haven't yet gone through the ceiling.
So we decided to get out there and see which of us was best at spotting that investment opportunity.
Exactly. So we each bought a classic car. And then to see which one of us had got the best deal, we took the Grand Tour to what one of our producers, who's Scottish, always says is the best, most beautiful place on Earth. Scotland.
I'm Scottish!
We chose for our meeting point a quaint fishing port near Inverness. And I was the first to arrive in an Alfa Romeo GTV6. Now, you would imagine that when one of these comes onto the market, classic car enthusiasts are running around like they're in a zombie movie and it's Black Friday. But no, I bought this from an 83-year-old man who'd had it since new and was only selling it because his 84-year-old wife found it so difficult to get in and out of, you know. It's only done 26,000 miles, and yet it cost £10,000. And £10,000, that's a round of drinks in the world where this sort of thing belongs. Oh, hello. James May in a Lancia Gamma Coupe. It's one of the prettiest cars ever made, but don't tell him I said that. Morning, May. How much?
£13,500.
Oh, so £3,500 more than I paid for this vastly superior Alfa Romeo.
Well, £13,500 is a bargain for a car that is coach-built and extremely rare and beautiful.
But it isn't exotic like this is.
What do you mean it's not exotic? That is a better-looking car.
What is this?
Yes!
It is superb.
It's not superb.
I tell you what's not superb. Richard Hammond arriving in a Fiat X19. How much?
£2,250.
Somebody saw you coming, Hammond.
What? For a baby Ferrari? 2,200...
Did you just call it a baby Ferrari?
He did.
Because it is mid-engined Italian. It's exactly what it is.
Well, listen to that sound.
I know.
That is the reassuring sound of tin on Russian steel.
It's a light, bright, effervescent sound just like the car.
How many colours has this car been? It was black, then it was red, then it was white, then it was pale blue, and now it's purple.
I'd like to add, actually, it's not how many colours has this car been, how many cars has this been?
Well, quite. It's now going brown.
Brown, yeah.
All right, then, I'm not going to turn around. and try and work out which Alpha you bought.
The best
Oh,
Alpha.
it's a GTV6.
Exactly.
Yep. Why has it got this plastic bit in the middle of the bonnet?
Genius. The engine in this car had a small issue. It used to backfire, well, front fire actually, and blow the top off the engine, yeah? So that would damage the bonnet. So they put this plastic panel, which was easier to replace.
Why didn't they stop it backfiring?
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
They were busy.
Lazy.
Yes, let's not get bogged down with some of the Alpha's minor design flaws.
Disasters.
Because all three of us have got classic cars.
I have, yes.
For good money.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Scotland, so why don't we take them on a drive in... Well, let's be honest, Scotland is just a road trip.
Well,
I agree.
we could, while we're here, we could do the NC 500. Which, I mean, that is it's
Voted by Condé Nast Traveller magazine, voted it the best road trip in the world last year.
Locks, mountains, it's just...
All the pretty bits, yeah.
No, it's all the best bits of Scotland, right?
Yeah.
500 miles round the north coast of Scotland.
in Italian exotic
That
cars.
would be... Oh, hang on.
What?
Text. Yeah. Mr. Willman. Mr. Willman. It says those cars will not do 500 yards, leave alone 500 miles. So I provided 3 backup vehicles which you can use to get home when they go wrong and catch fire and explode. I was wondering what they were.
Funny. That's a good point, actually, because Hammond's only just suggested it.
Eventually, we cleared the fishing port and found ourselves on the open road, where we could get down to the business of enjoying our pedigree Italian classics.
Last year mounted the power steering hub on the end of one of the camshafts.
Wait, I need to drive left. That's right, left. That's right, left. In Scotland. Scotland's left, right? It's Arc. I mean, Arc. He's the expert on that. Oh yeah, excellent expert. Arctic. Oh no! Wrong side. Oops, wrong side again. Driving a bit too fast, to be honest. And now I could put it on miles, but I'm used to kilometers. Not bad.
My car is just so refined and sophisticated, and in fact, really,
Man, it looks like we're driving on the left.
by its previous owner. It was obviously loved. One of my windscreen wipers just fell off.
You can't get out.
We just lift it up. There you go. You just have to drive like that. James, can I just say you've done 3 miles?
It's mended for now. Don't turn it on again.
Just turn it on. I want to see what happens.
Right, okay. Ready?
In Scotland, you won't need it. That's the thing.
Perfect.
Because it never rains. Meanwhile, in the GTV6. Oh no, what's that? Third, right, good. Third. Fourth. Go. Transaxle, gearbox at the back, twin plate clutch, discs all round, unusual at the time. One of the best engines ever made, 2.5 litre V6. Oh, for God's sake.
I'm actually wondering if I have to bike. But they did show there were bikes on top of a car, and I have the feeling we have to use it. Wrong side of the car, right, road again.
Despite all the weirdness, I do still absolutely love this thing. It was my ownership of a GTV6 that taught me what cars are all about. You need a personality, you need flaws for them to be human. And James May was right for the first time in his life, and only time in his life. This is one of the greatest engines ever made. The creamiest, the smoothest, and the most beautiful to listen to. That's not exhaust noise. That's an actual engine. As James and I enjoyed our classic thoroughbreds, Richard was driving along in his purple Fiat.
Unleash 80 horsepower. Go!
I wasn't driving on the right. I was supposed to be driving on the left.
My complaint about the Fiat, the pedals are very, very small and very close together. And if you try and operate them with, let's say, your feet, you'll find that your feet are too big. Really, you just need to use a toe on each.
Careful.
This bit is really scary. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Oh. Oh, for God's sake. Power.
Soon, Hammond spotted a racetrack and suggested we have a go on it. And as we pulled up, it became clear that tiny pedals weren't his only problem.
As
quite high revs.
Yeah, idle's quite high, yeah.
Is that its idle speed?
Yes, it's keen.
Since this was actually a go-kart track, it was too narrow for car racing. So I decided we should have a drifting competition.
It doesn't work. It simply doesn't really have the power to throw its tail out properly.
Even though my Alpha had twice the horsepower of the Fiat, things weren't great for me either. Just grip and more grip. I know Roger Moore drifted a GTV6 in Octopussy, but then he crashed into a fence and had to dress up as a clown.
In the Gamma, I was confident I'd succeed where my colleagues had failed. Right, here we go. Lance here is one of the greatest names in rallying history. So, control drift should be second nature to this. So approach that corner, heel and toe it, and... Brake, lift off. No. At this point, I suddenly remembered something important. This is front-wheel drive, isn't it? What was I thinking of? It's not going to drift. Happily, though, the enthralled local audience were able to find a solution. What I do is I take the rear wheels off, let the tyres down, and put these plastic covers on, then put the tyres back up again, put them back on. That gives the car the loose back end you want to drift. This is like putting insulating tape on the back wheels of your scale electric cars. Stand by. With no help from anyone else on this freezing day, the drift covers were soon fitted.
Oh, here we go.
Oh! Right, turn in, get the drift going, and this entertainment went on for quite some time. There we go.
Here comes the potato head.
Grab a brake. Full throttle. Danger. Hey. Quite slow there. Oh no! Go!
To it.
Yes!
Yes, yes, yes. This looks like a lot of fun. We're going to do that. We're going to try it.
Oh no, there's the only set.
What are those things?
Yeah, they're the only set, so we can't do it.
Well, no, we can make some.
Did you ask if you could borrow this bed?
No, but they won't need it. Rotate. This goes over. It'll require a little bit of persuasion.
James May just drifted perfectly behind you
This
there.
is another of those weird days.
With his tyre covers made, Hammond decided not to hold back.
I've seen this go wrong.
This is going to be...
I mean, seriously, he's going to get to that corner and then... Where can the helicopter land?
Go, go, go. Are you ready? This is dangerous because of you. Come on, keep going. Time to play. Oh no.
Oh, I'm over with my time. I'm gonna finish this one.
Here we go. Oh. Watch this. Let's just try again. I want to... No, that's fallen off. That could be interesting. And I am turning in. Drifting. Oh, no. I've got no steering.
Annoyingly, Hammond's dismal failure didn't stop him fitting his ridiculous contraptions to my precious Alpha. And insisting that I have a go. Think of the trouble Alpha and Mayo went to.
This is where I'm gonna end it off for today, guys. I wish you all a good day, a good week, and peace, my players. Have a nice day. Bye bye.